guys, what's up? We're back. It's Relationships, Romance, and Propaganda podcast with Imani, Shakur, author, actress Rachel K. Burke. Today, we're talking about
why you should pre-screen your dates before you meet them.
Pre-screen them, meaning you Google
them. You can social media stalk them.
All that stuff.
Make sure they're not a murderer. Make sure they're not a catfisher. And make sure they're not a crazy person.
Exactly.
I got some stories.
So let's get into it, guys. Rachel, let's get into it. And the first thing I'd like to say about this subject, this is what's funny. Because I'm special and I'm a film director and all that.
Special.
Because I'm special.
Not the special.
No. When you call me, I will automatically get your name and number. I mean, your name, first and last name.
I've had guys delete me when I've asked for that.
Yeah. So
I'm like, married.
Oh.
That's what I think.
Oh,
or
interesting.
Catfish, but I think married.
So I've had women get scared and go, wait a minute, I never told you my name. Oh, I never told you. You know what I mean? How'd you know my name? And I said, well, I literally sent them a screenshot. When you called me, your first and last name came up.
Oh, because it says like maybe it's this person?
No, it literally, their first and last name literally comes up if they text me or call me.
How does it know?
It just does.
Because mine does that, but it will say maybe, and it will say their first and last name.
Oh, well, mine just says it. Unless you're calling from the courthouse or it's restricted. Other than that.
Well, and Hinge tells you their whole name when you match with them if they opt to do that.
If they match on Hinge. I'm talking about if you just call or message me or whatever.
Yeah.
So to go back to the topic for today, I think it's great. What I normally do when I do get the first and last name is look them up. I'll jump on Facebook. I'll jump on Instagram, LinkedIn. I'll check and see who the person is.
Yep.
With today's social media, you can do stuff like that. And I think I told you the story before. Years and years and years and years and years ago when I was coming up in Hollywood, when my career was just kind of jumping off, I had someone I met do that to me first. I didn't even know that I was on Google. She told me.
Okay.
She was like, oh yeah, I Googled you. I know you're really a filmmaker. And I was like, oh, you did? I had no idea I was even on Google.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't until she did that to me when I searched myself up and saw that you could see me.
I know, because you have a unique name, whereas like I struggle with my name. I like it because let's say an employer Googles me. I don't really want them finding our podcast where I'm talking about my sex life. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, there's a million Rachel Burkes. So it sucks because it's like my IMDb page. Like there's a bunch of me, you know.
So you have to do like the 4th, the 5th, the 6th.
I do Rachel K. I do same as my books.
Okay.
Middle initial, yeah.
Just to differentiate yourself from the other Rachel Burkes.
Yeah, she gets in there.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's my author name. That's my website. That's my social media handle. So it makes sense to do that. I think like Michael J. Fox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to do that. But if you Google Rachel K. Burke, I'm all over the map, but so I like that employers wouldn't think to do that, and guys probably wouldn't think to do that either. Yeah, because I don't think I want them watching my podcast either before they meet me, knowing all my
people do it to me
my whole
all the
history,
time.
Because you have a unique name, so they can find you easily.
Right.
Yeah.
And they see everything and they hear everything, but I don't have anything connected to my real name that's personal though.
Okay.
Nothing. So you'd have to know my alias to find anything personal.
Okay.
So if you just Google Imani Shakur, only work things will come up.
That's good.
That's it.
Okay.
Because I've disconnected anything social media.
Oh yeah, you told me you have like a different Facebook name.
I have
That's
a different name.
That's
yeah. So you can't. So you can't really find anything but work stuff, which I want you to see anyway.
The guy that directed the movie I just told you I was in with the kid that gets killed by the police officer. He does the same thing. His Facebook name is totally different than his director name. His director name is actually his name. Right.
Same thing with me,
he adds me on Facebook because he was adding everybody from the cast to put us all in a group so he could send us updates and everything. And I was like, who is this guy? I didn't know who he was, but I saw, and then I realized because we had all mutual friends from the film. And I was like, oh, I think, is that John? Like, oh, it is. Okay. So when we were filming, I'm like, dude, why do you have a different name?
Right.
And he said the same thing. He's like, I don't want those two connecting, which makes sense.
They don't connect. Yeah. But I always look people up because you can these days. It's not like when I when I first started dating and stuff in my early 20s and this, that, and the other, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Even in my late 20s, you couldn't do that.
Oh, I know.
I mean, that stuff started late. Even when MySpace was out, we didn't think to look people up. And back then, you could only probably find them on MySpace.
Yeah, and they didn't have last names then.
Yeah.
I don't think either.
I don't think so. But since you can, why not?
But what I would do back in the day, because a lot of times I would like meet guys drunk at like concerts and stuff, and I would talk to them on the phone. And sometimes I'd hear their voice sober and be like, no interest in that. I remember this guy calling me and he was really cute. But I was like, when I was the next day sober, and I was like, I'm not excited to see him again. And I don't know why. My friend was like, he was so cute. And he called me and he just had this horrible voice. And I was like, oh, that's why. I totally blew him off after that. So have you ever matched with somebody and then talked to him on the phone and been like, it's going to be a no from me?
You know what? I did match with someone on, I think it was Hinge. And we didn't talk on the phone, but we video chatted.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, oh, no, it's going to be a no for me.
Why?
Because she just seemed out there and just like a big old freak. And I just wasn't into that.
A big old freak?
Yeah, just like the song. Just like the Meg Thee Stallion song, Big Old Freak.
Oh, my God.
She was like a big old freak.
I'm going to show you this guy.
I
That's
was
still on my
not
Bumble.
into that.
All right, so this guy, like, he looks like a handsome guy, right?
Yeah.
Normal handsome guy.
Yeah.
'Cause that's a weird picture, but like right there.
Yeah.
Handsome, right?
Yeah.
Imani, thank fucking God. And like, he's a little girl, but I was like, oh, she's so cute. Yeah, handsome dude. Thank God I talked to him on the phone before.
So what happened when you talked to him on the phone?
He was like, hey, what's going on?
Oh my goodness.
I'm not exaggerating. That's how he talked.
Are you serious?
And because he had sent me in the messages like, so how's the app dating going? And I was like, I don't know. I don't really do it much. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, people usually flake. And he's like, I won't flake. I'll take you out to dinner, this and that. And he was like really solid about it. And I was like, okay, so yeah, let's talk on the phone first. And he's like, yeah, no, like this app dating is just so weird. Like, all these ladies, you know what they do? They say, I'll see you in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, you're going to forget about me. I swear, this is exactly what he sounded like. And I was like, crazy.
He doesn't even look like he sounds like that.
No, he's hot.
That's crazy.
And then he's like, and I was like, how do I get out of this phone call?
Yeah.
Because he just kept wanting to talk. And I was like, okay, Gil. His name is Gil. Okay, Gil. I gotta go. My
so
mom.
the name matched the voice.
Yeah. But then he was like, this is horrible. I was paying all this before I met my handyman guy now. I was paying all this money to this guy, Rico, to like assemble all my furniture. And Gil was like, he does carpentry work too for a living. And he was like, oh, I could do that for you for free. And I was like, could I just like have him over, but like not hook up with him, but he could just assemble my furniture for me? I literally kept him on the phone because I was like playing around with this idea.
Right, in your head.
Maybe I could just like make him a nice meal. He could put together my fire pit. No, I couldn't even do it. Like, he was so crazy. He was like, oh my God, he was like, I'm in San Pedro, and I can feel that there's demons here. He's like, and then I looked it up, and it says that there's Satan worshipers here. I knew it. I just felt it.
What?
Just saying the weirdest stuff. He was so weird, and I was like, yeah, Gil, I gotta go. So I went on a date with another guy the next night, and Gil's blowing my phone up. And I'm like, and I didn't respond to him because I'm on a date with another guy, right? And then the next night he blew me up, and when I was sleeping, like, this guy would text me at like 11 o'clock at night. It's like, dude, I'm in bed,
Yeah.
So the next morning I wake up and he's like, I get this text from him. Maybe it's not everyone else who's the flake. Maybe it's you that's the flake. Like, you won't even respond to my messages. And I would respond to him, but it was like the next day.
Yeah.
And I was like, Gil, to be honest, I was on a date with someone else, and that's very impolite to be texting you when I'm out with somebody else.
Yeah.
And last night I was sleeping. Dude just went off. And then So, nothing. He fell off. And then when quarantine happened, guess who pops out of the woodwork?
Same guy.
Gil. And he's like, hey, how you been? It's like, no.
In the same voice, though.
No, this was a text. This was via
text. Okay.
I'm reading the text in his voice.
Gotcha.
Hey, how have you been? It's like, Gil, you can't just go off on me. And then, now that you're only in a quarantine, be like,
now you want to resurface. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
That's crazy.
So, rule number 1. Always phone screen your dates before you meet them in person. That's what I said. Imagine if I got stuck with that.
I know.
Crazy person all night.
I know.
And because they can be hot, guys. Like there was no red flags on his profile besides the name.
But the voice is what threw you. You were like,
yes.
Oh, hell no. That's interesting.
And remember I told you about the hottie that I went out with, and then I didn't phone screen him. And this guy was gorgeous. He had done acting, and I actually did look him up, and I found like a clip of acting that he was in. He didn't say much, but like he was so good looking. Oh my God, I'd love to find him. Like shirtless photo, abs. I mean, he's a beautiful man. My only red flag was that he wanted me to meet him. Yeah. Look at him. Hi. Yeah. Beautiful man. Wants me to meet him at this gross dive bar.
Okay.
Like disgusting. Like homeless people pee in the lobby. Like it's,
oh my goodness.
It's just disgusting. The college people go there. You don't want to take a date there. Like, buddy, you're not impressing me. But I was like, you look like that. So
you look
I'll roll the dice.
Right. So I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. He was there when I walked in and I didn't see him and I called him and he stands up from behind the bar and he goes, "What up?" And I was like,
goodness.
Oh no.
That guy? I think you told me about this guy before.
Yes. And I told him and he's ripped too. Yeah. Like beautiful man, beautiful body. I told him I was working for Beachbody at the time. He was like, "Oh, like this? You like this?" And he starts flexing his muscles in the middle of the bar. He's telling me, like, "My last name's Dawson. When my parents die, it's going to be raining money." He literally was a crazy person, like just shouting stuff.
And would you believe that because of the way he looks, there's some women that'll probably go deal with it? Be like, "Girl, he's crazy, but I'm going to hang out with him."
He told me like he had just got out of a relationship. Yeah, maybe a few months before that. And I'm like, who is this girl?
Who was this person that would date him?
And I think he was with her for like years. Like,
wow.
And it was the only date I've ever been on in my life that I was like, I can usually have fun with anybody if they're a little weird, but I was like, I gotta go. Like, how do I get out of this?
Did you talk to him on the phone before?
No. This is what I'm saying. If I had talked to him on the phone,
that's what I was going to ask you. Do you think, had you talked to him on the phone before, would you?
But I looked up his acting reel, and he looked normal. He sounded normal in the acting reel, but it was one of those scenes where he didn't really say much. Okay. You know, he kind of said like a line or two to a guy. So, you know, he can act normal. I guess.
Right. No, that's interesting.
No numbers.
I wonder what's going on with him, and I wonder if he still acts like that or talks like that.
Oh, yeah, that's his personality. It's like who he is. Yeah, this wasn't that long ago. This was like 2 years ago.
Wow.
Oh my God. Have you ever like shown up and you got a crazy girl?
That's a good question. Let me think about that. Have I ever shown up? You know what? Not really, but I've shown up and I think we all have shown up and was like, "Oh man, this was weird," or "This is weird," or "I can't do this."
Or did you like get catfished and then she didn't look like the pictures?
Well, only in the sense that she wasn't really honest and transparent about what she looked like.
Okay.
So, which brings me to one of the points I want to tell the audience. A lot of times, I will, especially on the dating apps and stuff, I will find their profile and look them up.
That's what I mean, yeah.
And you could see what they really look like. And that has happened to me many times where I'd look them up and see recent photos like, "Oh, nah, this ain't happening."
Right.
And I'd go back on a dating app and X them, remove them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would look them up. I'd get the first and last name. I would look them up. And it's so funny because you even could use clues. You can, if their last name isn't there, you could put the first name in the city.
Right.
And sometimes it comes up and you're like, "That's her right there." You know what I mean?
I always do like their, because a lot of times it says their place of employment.
Right.
So I can put in like Mike, Mercedes manager in the city.
And it'll come up.
His LinkedIn profile will come up.
Yep.
And then I'll know the last name.
And I'll look and I'm like, this woman was not transparent. She does not, these are recent.
Yeah.
She does not look like this now.
This is 2020.
Right.
Dating profile was 2010.
Had to be 2010. And I would just exit. I've done that many times and saved myself.
Yep.
And it's great that you actually can do that.
Right.
I've saved myself. I hate to say it, but I have.
Yes. Men beware of catfishing. Ladies beware of hat fishing. A lot of guys, if they're wearing their hat in every photo, they're bald.
Hat fishing. I like that. Hat fishing.
They have their hat on in every photo. They might be bald.
Right.
Do some digging there. I've had to do that. Like find their Instagram page.
And it's so funny. We're talking about this because my girlfriend now, she on the other hand, didn't really have any photos up but it was only because she knew how the dating apps could use them without your permission.
Okay.
And she's very strict about stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I was asking for her photo, the way she was trying to share them with me made me think she was catfishing, but she was actually being real. You know what I'm trying to say? So she was trying to direct me to place to see what she really looked like.
Okay.
And I'll never forget, she sent me this one photo and it was so funny. I was like, when was this taken? And she was like, that was yesterday. And I was like, you look like this now. She was like, yes, because I was so traumatized from all of the misrepresentation that I couldn't even believe it.
Okay.
And that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't believe it because guys on the dating apps and women, stop doing this. They misrepresent themselves so much.
We're going to find out.
That I was traumatized. And when I met someone who was actually being real, I still thought it was fake.
Right.
And still couldn't believe it. Even when she was sending me present, in the moment photos, I still couldn't believe it.
Right.
Because I'm so used to women misrepresenting what they look like on dating apps.
And guys just have no idea, and they post pictures of themselves wearing sunglasses in every photo.
Right. Because guys trying to look cool.
My friend Karen goes, "How you message guys if they're wearing all sunglasses?" And I'm like, I just assume that you have a lazy eye.
Right. Yeah. That's why you have them on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I didn't even believe it. I mean, I was like, nah, this. She's like, that was yesterday. And I remember feeling so stupid. Yeah. I was like, oh.
So I had this argument with Jess because I think it's good to know each other's last names before the date. You can look me up. I can look you up.
I'll tell people, look me up. Look me up. Take my first and last name.
Right. Yeah, I think that's because I've actually had guys that were like, hey, can you send me your Instagram handle so I can check you out more? I'm like, absolutely. I put my best foot forward on Instagram. Like, sure, please.
Yeah.
Jess had a guy who Googled her by her last name. And because she's a real estate agent, she had like a Google Voice phone number.
Oh, okay.
She hadn't given him her number, but he found it on like a real estate agent website.
Okay.
And she kind of started getting a weird vibe from him. So, she told him, I think that she didn't want to meet after all. And he found her Google phone number online and was like, yeah, no wonder you're single because you're a cold bitch. And like started sending her crazy messages. So she like doesn't want to share her info.
Got you.
Because of psychos like that.
Okay. And
it's like, I get it. But also, especially as a woman, like I want to be able to look you up. So I would say rule number 2, in addition to phone screening them, definitely Google them to make sure that they don't have a criminal record. I have a friend in Boston that was going to go out with a guy and Googled him, and he'd been in jail for murder.
Oh, wow.
My dude in San Diego went to jail for domestic abuse. Wow. I never would have Googled him.
Yeah.
My friend Googled him because she knew him. She had grown up in San Diego, and like she had known him kind of from back in the day, like had met him before. And he was on the show Millionaire Matchmaker. So I don't know why. I never would have Googled him. I never would have known any of this.
Yeah.
She Googled him. And she sends my friend and I a link the next day. And she was like, oh my God. And it was like he was sentenced to like 3 years in jail for like battery and everything. And idiot me, I still hang out with him.
Yeah.
Or hung out with him. But I was like, okay, I'm glad I knew that going into it. And then when I got there, he was like, so I know you know my last name. And I go, yeah, I know you went to jail. Like, I'd like to hear the story from you. Luckily, he's sober now, but I think obviously he had a problem.
Right,
when
before.
He drank.
Right.
It's like, you got to know that going into it.
Yeah.
Also, though, for women, my friend had gone out with a guy. They were dating for like a bit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, at least a month or two.
Yeah.
And it's funny because she had met all his friends, right? We were talking about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
When do you meet the friends?
Mm-hmm.
He brought her around his friends pretty early,
Okay.
like a month in.
Right.
They all liked her. You know, she was really into this guy. And she was like, this is the first guy I didn't like look up on social media because it just felt so organic and natural and everything was good. So she didn't have that urge to look him up. Like she didn't feel like anything was wrong. So he takes her out one day and he says, you know, my friends all loved you. I really like you. Before, you know, we get more serious, I have to tell you something. And she's like, okay. And he's like, I have a baby. And she was like, okay. And he's like, and a wife.
Oh my goodness.
She was like, Rachel, I went home and looked up this guy and like clear as day on Facebook, like his profile picture is him and his wife and their baby. And they're like apple picking.
Wow. Apple picking. Lord have mercy.
And she was so mad at herself for not looking him up. And I'm like, was he planning to leave the wife? And she's like, no.
Wow.
It's almost like the herpes thing. Like you can't get into it with somebody months later, be like, by the way.
Right, I'm married.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of got to tell that up front.
Right. Exactly.
I think he thought like if she was into it, by that point, she'd be invested and she'd continue it.
And he's mad, but so what? He's into me.
And she was like, no, bye. No. So
dude, when I've met women, I welcomed it. Here's my first and last name. Feel free to look me up.
Right.
And the first thing I say is, don't judge me from my podcast. Don't listen to that and think you know me.
I wouldn't
That's
even
what
tell
I
them I
always
had
say.
one because I wouldn't want them to see
it always comes up for me.
No.
Yeah, like if you Google me, it'll come right up.
Okay.
Watch. Yeah, it'll literally come right up. If you just say Imani Shakur,
yeah,
you know,
it's like the first thing.
Let's
say
Imani Shakur, and my agent just had a lot of those sites take me off of those free lookup sites.
Instagram, Facebook.
See?
Oh, it's down there. Yeah.
See? Boom.
All right. So Google Rachel Burke.
Rachel K. Burke.
No, just Google Rachel Burke. I want to see what happens.
HPR Chronicles.
Yep.
Awards. I'm telling you, my whole life, dude, it's crazy.
Okay. So, because when I come up, it's going to be stuff that I've already.
Rachel K?
No, just Rachel Burke. I just want to see what comes up.
Oh.
Let's see, guys. Oh, good. Shop Rachel Burke, not me.
Yeah, see, you're lucky.
Yeah, because see, there's like a clothing designer named Rachel Burke.
See, they won't find you.
But now, put in
with
Rachel.
The K.
Oh my God! Look, there's another Rachel Burke that's an author. Ooh,
oh, serious?
Look, it says author.
Oh yeah.
But that's not me. It's a girl with red hair.
You, yeah.
What?
Rachel K. Burke. There you go. Now you come up.
Oh my God, my IMDb comes up first.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
RachelKBurke.com.
Then my website, then
your
Amazon.
book, then your photos down here.
But look, the podcast. Hold on, keep scrolling. Where's the podcast?
It doesn't come up. Why? I have you on there.
I bet if you go to videos. No, I don't want it to come up.
Oh, you don't. So you're lucky. Mine comes up.
Yeah, see?
First one.
Oh, you know what though? No. It's my website because I put that up.
RachelKBurke.com. Okay. Then they can see the what. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Interesting. Right
no,
there.
No, that's still me though. That's because I put our clip on mine. It's my yoga class. Oh my God.
Oh, okay.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're Googling ourselves, audience, to see what comes up.
See if a potential date Googles me.
Yeah, exactly.
What he finds.
But like I said, I always encourage it, man, because I'm like, listen, I'm all of it. I'm not hiding anything. You can see everything. You know what I mean? I don't care.
All right. So have you been catfished?
I've been, yes, but I would always catch it way before it went anywhere.
You caught the fish?
Oh, most definitely.
All right.
The last time was on Hinge.
Yeah, tell our audience how you catch it.
And you know what? A telltale sign of a catfisher is they're overly nice and overly, I'm the type of woman that does this, that, and the third.
Oh.
First telltale sign from a guy's perspective,
what do
right?
They want?
So this last one, I kind of suspected it pretty early.
Okay.
And I reverse looked up the photo.
Okay.
And the actual girl came up.
Because I taught you how to do that.
Yep. Yep. You did teach me how to do that.
So, like, do they want money from you?
Some of them, most of them, yep. They trying to give you the sad story about someone died and this, that, and the other.
What?
Yeah, yep. That's what they try and do.
No way.
Yep. That's what they try and do.
So for women, they want nudes.
Oh, okay. For guys, they always want money. Yep.
Yeah.
And you know, I found the real girl and I said, hey, you might want to put your photos on private, your Instagram profile on private. It was all from her Instagram. It came right up.
You told the real
girl.
Yep,
I told the real girl. And she was like, oh my God, thanks for telling me. I'm going to change that. I said, yeah, might want to make them private.
Wow.
Yeah, because your whole life, anybody in the world could just see your photos and take them and use them anywhere in the world. Just screenshot. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, I know. I went to acting school with a girl who was beautiful. She's like this 20-year-old beautiful girl. And like she posts screenshots all the time of people that like use her photos for other accounts. Easy
telltale sign. Another telltale sign is they'll usually have one photo. Another telltale sign.
One?
Just one, and you're like, this is a catfish.
Oh, that's so obvious.
Yeah, that's so obvious. You're like, this is a catfish.
Oh my God. Well, ladies, pilots. If a guy says he's a pilot and he's conveniently not in your city when you match, catfish. Yeah. Happened to me. Yeah, in Palm Springs. And they're like too good looking and they're always conveniently not in your area, but then they want to sext because they want nudes and it's not them. Yeah, he was way too good looking.
Right.
And he was like, oh, like, and it said he was still in Palm Springs. And I was like, oh, me too. And he's like, oh yeah, but like I'm actually at the airport. I'm about to fly out. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And like the next day the profile was deleted.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird. I was like, why'd you delete your profile? And he was like, oh, I just like get sick of the apps and I like delete my profile all the time. Yeah. And then the next day was like, so I'm really turned on right now. And I was like, this isn't him.
Please, this is a catfish.
Someone else.
Some other guy.
So I started noticing.
Some 400-pound guy in Tennessee trying
to have some fun with himself.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Yep.
And
I'm telling you.
So I started noticing this trend. Like, so I matched with this other guy too, but I was like, oh, wait a minute. He's also a pilot. He's way too good looking. And it says he's in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Same thing.
So I was like, hey buddy, where do you live? And he goes, Cali. Nobody that lives here calls it Cali.
Right.
Massachusetts, they're always like, how's Cali? Because they don't know the areas.
Right.
You live here, you say, I live in LA, I live in OC, I live in
Southern
San Diego
California
County, yeah.
Right.
I live in the Valley. I live in the Bay Area. I live in the South Bay. Nobody says Cali.
Right.
Idiot. And I wrote to him and I go, I think you're a catfisher. And he deleted me right away.
Right. See? As soon as you bust them out. Yeah. As soon as you bust them out. The telltale sign too is, hey, I'll always test them. Hey, let's video chat real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, and they always some excuse. Oh, the phone doesn't work. I can't chat right now because I'm so-and-so. Yeah, it's always some excuse. So let's set it up then. There's always some excuse.
Right.
Yep. So they've tried, but they've never successfully catfished me. Never.
That's good.
Yeah, because I know how to pick them a mile away. Like, don't try that crap.
And it's like, you're not going to send money to a random person either.
Right. Exactly. And because they use the same tricks, once again, my current girlfriend, I thought she was a catfish because of what she was trying to do. Because it reminded me of what catfish did, but she was actually real.
Yeah.
She was coming from a whole different perspective.
I talked to a guy on the phone that I thought might be. And he wasn't. He actually was like, it said he was from New York. And then when I talked to him, he had such a sexy voice. And like, he had the New York accent. I picked up on it. And he was actually very normal and stuff. But he was very into that. Scorpio. He was like because he like wanted something casual. And he was all about like exchanging sexy photos before you meet and this and that. And I was like, I don't do that. Because a lot of people catfish. I could be sending it, to a weird guy in Tennessee.
Right.
That's not you. And he was like, people do that? And I go, yes, all the time.
Yeah.
But you get a vibe when you talk to people on the phone, if they're legit or not. Because that happened to my friend's wife, the one that's in the open marriage. And he shows me, he's like, look at this guy she's talking to. And he's way too good looking. And I was like, well, yeah, okay, good for her. And then I remember I told you he showed me the text messages and he was like, I want to 69 you. And it was like, just, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? And then she talked to him on the phone and he sounded like a total weirdo. And he's like, oh no, she doesn't think it's him.
Right.
So that was when she reverse imaged it. Yeah. So guys, beware of catfishers. Don't send anyone money or nudes.
Yeah.
Until you've met them.
And tell people how to reverse image. A lot of people don't know about that.
Yeah. You just go to Google and you have to do it on a laptop. You can't do it from a phone.
You can do it from a phone. You just have to put it in desktop mode.
Okay. You have a different phone than I do.
Yeah, Android, you just put it in desktop mode.
Yeah, you don't have an iPhone.
And it mimics the desktop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
if you have an Android, you can put it in desktop mode.
Okay. You can probably do an iPhone too. I don't know how to do it. But yeah, you need to, if you go to Google and you go to images, there's a little icon of a camera next to the Google search where you can actually upload a picture and do a reverse search and it will tell you.
Right. And it'll show you the original place the picture came from.
Yeah.
And if it's a catfish, they usually get the photo from a public setting, so the photo will come right up.
Right.
And you'll go, oh, this ain't you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yep. All right. So my takeaway today, guys, is rule number 1. Phone screen your dates before you meet them.
Absolutely.
Make sure they don't sound like a big weirdo.
Yep.
Rule number 2, Google them. Make sure they're not a murderer.
Yep.
They're not a woman beater.
Yep.
Or maybe for guys, maybe the chick has a restraining order.
Yep.
Maybe she cray.
Yep.
Oh no.
I would say
criminal records.
Yep. I would say look her up any way you can. Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah. Anything. Get their last name. Make sure they're not married.
Anything. Yes. Look her up.
Social media stalk them. Make sure they do not have a wife and a baby.
Yep. I agree, man. I completely agree.
There's a lot of those out there.
Because today you can do that. So why not check first? And everyone does
for their
it.
last name. Because I had a guy delete me after I asked for his last name. And I'm like, that's so suspicious.
Yeah. If it's nobody, like, here, let's take my name. Look me up.
He conveniently didn't live here.
Right.
Like his whole profile was like, oh, I live in the Bay Area, but I'm really looking to move to LA. Like looking for someone to entice me to move here, something like that. Like it was just fishy. It was like, do you have a wife in the Bay Area?
Right.
And as soon as I asked him his last name, deleted me.
Yep. I always say, look me up. I'm happy to give you my first and last name. Right. So if a person isn't like that, guys, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then rule number 3, make sure they're not catfishing you.
Yeah.
So no pilots.
Yeah.
No women that are too nice or asking for money.
Right. Yeah.
No guys that miraculously are too good looking and then their photos disappear, but their profile disappears, but they want to sex with you.
Right.
None of that.
Right.
No. Make sure you get a nice, normal person, ask for their name, Google that. Or even if you don't ask for their last name, a lot of times like their name, their place of employment will come up in their city. So just Google that.
It's easier to find people now.
Yeah.
And if you get a phone number, you can look them up through their phone number.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Never thought about that.
Yep. Everything will come up.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, for me, because I'm in entertainment, my agents, they go through and they take me out of, like, so if you go on People Search right now or verified.com or anything, I'm gone. So they'll do that periodically.
Okay.
Because I don't want people just looking me up on my phone number.
I know.
I
realized like on my LA casting resume, I had put like my personal phone number instead of my agent's. And I was like, oh my God, idiot. So I had to take that down and then upload a new one. I didn't realize that went on Google.
Yeah. Because if you put your phone number on, your address and stuff will probably come up.
Yeah. And I don't want I just didn't want people finding my phone number online. I thought that was only for people who had to log into LA casting. Like I didn't realize that went publicly online. I mean,
they have it public, period. So you can basically go watch. Like if I go Rachel, watch. See that they just deleted me, but Rachel K.
LA casting?
No, my manager, my agent. Rachel K. Burke phone number. Watch.
Okay.
And you'll be surprised it'll come up, or they could get your phone number.
Yeah.
And find out where you live, which is not cool.
Or we can just Google my number and see what happens.
Oh yeah, we can do that too.
Yeah, just not on the air. I don't want you guys knowing my phone number.
Yeah, just not on the air. Well, what is it? Real quick for our audience before we go. What is it?
I'm not gonna say it right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll do it when we hang up. Sorry, I'm tripping. You can write it down for me though, Rach, if you want
I will.
I know it too. I'm just being lazy.
Yeah, because I think I looked myself up one day, and it was the only thing that came up was the LA casting resume, and I did that myself. But I was like, oh man, I put my own phone number.
I'm not gonna say it on here. Yeah, but you can go through and do this on your own, just so you know.
Oh yeah, not that.
you can go in.
Yeah, you don't want to look that up.
Oh, this not you?
No.
Oh. This you can go in and talk to all these companies and have them do it.
Yep, there I am. Oh, I'm 15 years old.
Is that you or
That's
no?
so nice. That's Rachel K. Burke. My phone
Nah.
number. It just says I'm 15.
Roxbury, Nubian Square. Where is that?
Oh, Boston, Mass.
Dorchester. Oh, that's your old address?
No, but it thinks I'm 15 and I live in Boston. Cool.
These other phone numbers you had
I'll
before?
take it. I think the bottom one, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that looks like
Interesting.
a landline I might have had at one time. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is you, right?
Yeah, except I'm not 15.
No, but this one. Age.
Oh, 37.
So it's this one.
Yeah. I mean, they're all me. It's just, no, I don't live
That's
in Florida.
someone else.
Anyways.
Yeah. That's good. So you have a common name. That's good.
I know.
So it would be actually harder to find you, but they keep asking all these questions and then they eventually find you to make sure that it's you.
Okay.
It's interesting.
I just, I hate that I have a common name for, IMDb stuff.
Yeah.
I wish I used a different name.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Anyway, guys, that's our show. Definitely check people out before you take them out, go out with them, meet up with them, any of that stuff.
Even if they're
especially if you meet
super
them on
hot,
an app,
they might be crazy.
You never know what's out there
Might
these
end up
days.
with Gil.
Yep, you might end up with Gil. That's right. That's right. That is right. And you don't want Gil.
You don't want Gil, guys.
Trust me, you
Trust
don't
me.
want Gil.
No go.
Yep. So, yeah, that's our show, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's Relationships, Romance, and Propaganda podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, ISNT Group Digital.
Yeah. Send us your worst date stories.
Yes.
guys.
Follow us on social media.
Any catfishing or
Any stories like that,
dating a
we'd
murderer,
love to
dating
hear.
a crazy Gil.
Yeah. And we'll see you guys next week.
What do they
Thanks
email?
for
I sent
checking
group
in.
at Gmail?
RP
Oh,
Talk
RP
Truth.
Talk Truth at Gmail.
Yeah, rptalktruth@gmail.com. Or just leave it in the description.
Or DM us.
Yeah, or
on
DM us.
Instagram.
Some people have DM'd us. Yeah, they do. They DM us all the time.
I get DMs every week.
I
about
get
the
DM from
shows.
all around the world. It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
crazy. So that's cool. That's our show. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for listening where you get your podcast, and we'll see you next week. So mine is Shakur, Rachel K. Burke. Peace.
Bye.
Boom.